Hey everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder of videos, and board game aficionado. Welcome to RogueWatson Reviews, my video review series where I take a look at tabletop games. These videos are divided into 3 parts. First, I'll introduce the game, take a look at the components, and briefly explain how it plays. Second, I'll run through a sample turn or round of the game, and finally, I'll list my pros and cons and provide my final thoughts. If you enjoy my videos, consider supporting me via patreon.com/RogueWatson. Shout out to my platinum patrons, Andrew, Brian, Richard, Joe, Will, Tiny Dancer, Charles, and Crazy Pat. And gold patrons, RPG Papercrafts, Charming Grenade, Pretty Boy and Yuma, Marcos David Vicente, Gilberto, Sean, aka Sir2B, Adam, Dead Lizard Lounge, Auction, and Sam. Thank you all for your support. This video, we're going to be taking a look at DropMix. Released in 2017, DropMix is a unique music and card-based party game from Harmonix, the developers behind the Guitar Hero and Rock Band video games. The base game comes with a giant plastic electronic board to place cards on, with each of the 60 included cards containing a specific music track as an NFC chip. Players can mix and match card tracks to create unique songs in 4 different game modes. The game requires an app and a tablet or phone to create the visuals and rules for gameplay. Let's see what's in the box. Alright, let's take a look and see what's inside the very cool and colorful box. This actually represents all the different card art that you can find on the cards. So, DropMix contains a really ugly plastic insert for what looks like a large, unwieldy electronic toy from the 90s. It's got 5 card slots where you play your cards down, as well as LEDs that surround each spot that light up to indicate when you have to play cards in that spot. These colors do indicate which areas of which cards you can play. So for example, vocals, which are the yellow, can only be played in 1 slot. And then I believe the guitar tracks can be played in the red slots. Percussion, I believe, is the green, and so on and so forth. Other than that, if I can get it out of this plastic thing without bumping into the camera. Nope, maybe a little bumpy. Alright, it is tucked in there pretty impressively though. You can see also it comes with an indentation to put a tablet or phone, because it does require a mobile device with the DropMix app in order to function properly. Otherwise you just have the one button here that says DropMix, which you do use during gameplay, but it's just the one button. And then it comes with some card packs. The insert obviously doesn't really help when it comes to trying to keep the cards there. In fact, I'll probably have to just nuke this insert, put these cards in some other actual card box, and just leave everything in there loose. But you get 4 15 card packs, which aren't tied to certain artists, but instead are tied to genres of music such as rock, hip-hop, country, rap, and all that stuff. So you can take a look at how good this card art looks. This iconography does matter. In terms of the levels of 1, 2, and 3, you can't put a level 1 on top of a 2, for example, which matters in competitive and party mode. So the level 3s are a bit stronger, for example, than a level 1 or 2. The black and white cards are actually wilds that have certain powers that are played either as a buff to you or a debuff to your opponent. Otherwise, it's all got the name of the artists and the song on there, as well as just really cool art. I think it's just really fun to flip through and have. You know, the art is meaningless in the gameplay. It's all about the NFC chip embedded in it that actually creates the music. But it's just really cool to see this artwork on here. With these packs, you can play up to 4 player party mode or up to 2v2 clash mode, as well as obviously the solo puzzle mode and just the freestyle mode. So let's take a look and see how those modes play. Alright, so here I've got the game set up pretty much as is. We've got our 4 party modes here that I've selected. Clash for 2 to 4 players, Party from 1 to 5, Puzzle, which is just for solo, and Freestyle. Real quick, I can show you what Freestyle means, which is basically just putting cards on the board. Notice how blue matches with blue. I've got a red card here. And it pretty much immediately starts playing the music in the right track. Yellow. I mean, it's pure magic. It's amazing that this works like it does. It works almost immediately. You can even change the speed. You can change what chord it's in. You really want to get crazy. Pretty interesting. This is probably the preferred way that my 7-year-old likes to play the game because it just lets you play around with the magic of the cards and everything. That's freestyle. Not really technically a game mode, just lets you play the cards as is. So let's go over the other modes that you can play. Clash is the competitive mode. This is up to 2v2 or 1v1. If you're playing 1v1, then you're going to play with two cards smashed, two of the decks, sorry, smashed together. Decks have these symbols on them. And obviously if you're playing, sorry, that's 1v1, you're going to play with the two cards smashed together. And obviously 2v2, then you each play with one of the 4 decks. And the base game does come with 4 15-card decks to play. So let's say I want to play 1v1. So I am just going to put 2 of the decks together, sort of shuffle them. We're going to put one of them here. Let's see if that works. Alright, let's take a look at Clash mode. We'll get player 1 down here. Player 2 right there. Press DropMix to start. Now, this is going to be tricky for me as a solo player playing the 2-player game because it's all based on timing. So I'm going to do my best just to show how the game works, but I'll probably be failing miserably. Alright, we got them off, I believe. Let's see how many cards we have in our hands. It should tell us. The whole thing is played via the app, 5 cards. So I get 5 cards ready for each. Alright, I'm ready to go. And I believe as I play cards, I then draw cards. Oh, it does let you pause, okay. Alright, so team 1 can play, maybe this one isn't timing, it's the party one I'm thinking of. So I can play cards, and I want to try to make the entire board on my side. So, let's see, it's the crown one is on this side of the board, which is this one, and then robots on that one. Alright, so I believe you get 2 turns to play, so I'm going to put some Evanescence down, green, and why don't we just go full on Evanescence. Gives us some points. Draw back up to 5. Next team gets to go, and they want to try to be able to block that, but also play their own cards. Play them facing that direction. And at any time, you can press the DropMix button in lieu of playing a card and hope that it will let you wipe the board full of other cards. I'm scoring points as I place new cards down in new slots. I want to try to cover up the cards that they've played by stacking it on top, just like that. So now I can turn it towards my direction, but I cannot put a level 1 on a level 2. It'll say level 2 low. It's a no-no. But you also want to get rid of those cards because you'll be cycling through them. Now I can use these black and white cards for special moves. This one lets me, I think, drop a bonus vocal card. Unfortunately, I don't have that, so I wouldn't be able to actually use that very well. But let's see, we could go this one there. And let's press the DropMix button to see what it does. So you can see it'll flip around. We're hoping to get some card removal tied to whatever level it is. So we need to wipe all the cards from these 2, which is good because that wipes some of that player's cards, and then the scores actually change constantly during this battle. And that's pretty much the game. You just go back and forth. I believe it's the first one to 21 points. Oh, this is cool. We're going to set a wild, and it's going to fucking drop the beat. Listen to the... And it just completely changes the tempo and everything. Very cool to see. Boy, that's like a version. All right, let's get, so just to show what a black and white one does. And it gives you a special ability to play an extra vocals card. Unfortunately, we don't have an extra vocals card. Ooh, I just drew one though. Let's try that. That'll maybe work as a vocals. Yeah, and you can see it gave us an extra action point to use that vocal card. Excellent. Don't think we can play any other ones, so we can go there. But that's a good example. And I said you go to 21 points. It's pretty fun. It's not super highly competitive. Obviously, a lot of it depends on the card draw, but there's a little bit of strategy in blocking people with using the different level cards, as well as having which ones to do where. And when you have a team, you and your partner have to really coordinate what cards you have and who's going to play where. Well, it's a lot of really fun in that aspect. Alright, next up is the party game mode, and this one can be up to 5 players, although the base game only comes with 4 decks. So I'm going to do a 2-player game. Let's go with the Crown and the Popsicle. They all just have little symbols. So the party game is definitely on a timer base. The other one was more strategic. This is the one that has to do with you have to play, and you only have a certain amount of time to play. You're all in it together, so you're just trying to keep up with the game board itself. Draw 7 cards each. It's all time, so I'm going to do terrible because I'm just trying to go as fast as I can. So we can play any level 3 color. So I'll do that one. And people are shouting out, what can they play? You know, I've got this one, I got this one covered. I'll try and do this. I'm drawing as I'm playing. Any level 2. Let's do Morcia. 3, and we could cover the other level 3s, but the problem is now you can block each other with level 3s. Now, the game will actually realize that, and every once in a while say, just press the DropMix button. You can say, now you gotta play a red. And yes, you can be screwed if you don't have the right one. You'll get those X's there, and you won't get those bonus rounds. And now you can, oh, my bad, sorry. You don't actually draw as you do. You refill after each round, so you're limited to whatever ones you have in your hand during the beginning of that round. It's super slowed down. Alright, let's get a level 3 of any color. And it goes just a couple of rounds, but I think this is probably the best way to play the game because everybody's shouting and yelling. I mean, it's hard for me to get that aspect across, but you're like, okay, I can play this, I can do that. There we go, press the DropMix button. And that'll tell you to remove some of these cards, which will help alleviate the problem of not being able to fill up on top of high-level cards. There we go. So level 3, we'll remove these 2. Now we can play a yellow. Super slow, creepy version of that song. Any red. Now, unfortunately, I can't play this red because that would be on top of a 2 or 3. Ooh, before time runs out. There we go. Got a level 3 red out of there. Remove a 3, which is good because the game senses, uh-oh, you've got level 3s there. It's going to be harder for you to play. We got them all right, so we get some bonus requests. So any red at all. I've only got 1 red. Now, if I had a red and a level 2, I would have completed both of those. We get a level 2 right there. And I believe the black and white's function is wilds in this case. But I think it's a really fun mode. People have a lot of fun with it. You're yelling, you're playing cards down, you've got this, you've got that. You're screwing up a lot because you're trying to play this one. It gets confusing, but in a really fun way. So right now, do we have any level 3 yellows? We do not. We're going to do that one, and then, oh, can I get the yellow on there? Yes, I got it on there just in time. It's pretty good about sensing it. And now it knows it's filling up, so I got to press the DropMix button. So, really fun example of how this mode works. It works really well. Anybody can just jump in and play. I like this party mode a lot. Alright, the final mode I can show is the puzzle mode, which is actually for solo players. You use 30 cards. You're going to combine 2 of the decks together. We'll use the other 2 I didn't use for the party mode. Put that on there. And I think this is a really interesting, almost like Tetris-y way to play the game. It's not, you know, if you like solo games, it's probably not going to be terribly strategic, but if you like the musical aspect of it, I definitely think it's worth playing. It's more than just a throwaway concept, in other words. And I was impressed by how different it actually is. You play a card, draw a card, and draw 6 into your hand. And what it does is it creates this really interesting setup here where you've got certain actions to play. And I believe timing does factor in a little bit because it constantly shoves things over. And you don't want things to reach, you don't want any of these bars to reach the other side because that will either end the game or subtract your points. So right now we can see if I play a red, that gets rid of all those reds, as well as a level 3 would get rid of those level 3s. So let's see if the magic happens. But only if it's connected, I believe. So I only got those because that was connected there. So I need to put if I put this level 3 green, that should take care of those down there. And that green is a bonus. There we go. And now you can see I need to get rid of a blue. A blue 2 would be really good right there. So I care less about what the actual song sounds like and more about all the different colors and levels. But you end up creating, hopefully, some interesting mixes as a side effect. Let's see. Let's try and just get a wild here and see what happens. And I probably need to put a vocal down. I don't have a level 2 vocal, unfortunately. Ooh, look at those bonuses. There we go. You can see all those bars going down. It's a really interesting mode. I think they actually did something with it. Now, I have a certain amount of actions. Can't really see there, but you can see there are 25 actions remaining. So, and pressing the DropMix button actually counts as an action, which will help me remove cards. So if I've got too high of levels out here, I will eventually have to press the DropMix button, which counts as one of my actions to remove cards. So it really is a puzzle mode. You're trying to get as much done as you can, as many points as you can accrue with a set number of actions. So right now I really need to press the button because I've got really high level cards out here. That's a great one. It'll remove all the level 3s, and it actually blinks and tells you which ones are coming off. And now that opens up all kinds of possibilities. I need a level 1 right there, badly. And we could put a level 2 green down here. What do we got? Let's try putting a wild, which I believe helps work for... Oh, there we go. Got some on there. I think we're doing pretty well so far, but I think you get the gist of it. So we've got a lot of blue level 1s, and I'm kind of screwed myself on those. Let's try and get some yellow, and then we'll probably have to press the DropMix button to fortunately get rid of some of these. The slowdown version of pop songs can be very creepy. But that is the solo puzzle mode of DropMix, which I think is, obviously not the most strategic, but still really interesting the way they really did create a puzzle mode out of it. You're not just playing, a solo version of Party or Clash, but you could play a solo version of Party if you wanted to. Certainly nothing stopping you from there. I'm going to lose a lot of points if I don't. Oh, I need to remove some of these, don't I? So that is the DropMix game and how it plays. Let's go over my pros, cons, and final thoughts. Pro, making music via cards is pure magic. The NFC technology is impressively cool, and I never ran into any wonky effects or hiccups despite a lot of chaos during play. Pro, multiple game modes give a lot of flexibility in how you want to play the game and what you're looking for. Even the solo puzzle mode is well worth playing. Pro, the card art is really impressive. It's psychedelic and funky in all the right ways. Every single card looks like it could be a piece of an album cover. It's very cool. Con, DropMix does require an app and mobile device or tablet. That's not a huge con in today's age, but it is something to consider. It also raises some interesting questions on how long the app will be supported, as well as the actual music licensing rights. Con, the additional card packs are a bit pricey. The game comes with 4 card packs, but you will probably exhaust them pretty quickly with repeated play. An additional complete 15 card packs are available at $15 a pop, which just feels a bit much for a party game. Final verdict, thanks to solid gameplay and multiple fun modes, including party, competitive, and solo, DropMix is far more than a gimmicky music game with NFC cards. Thank you everyone for watching this video review. You can enjoy more videos, reviews, and live plays of board games, video games, and tabletop RPGs on my YouTube channel, as well as my website at RogueWatson.com, and you can support my work at patreon.com/RogueWatson. Thank you.